السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم ارزقنا في الدنيا حبك وحب ما يقربنا إليك والاستقامة كما أمرت، وفي الآخرة رحمتك ورؤيتك. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So in the announcement email, we said we are going to start studying the fear of God. How are we going to turn the fear of God into not only fearing God, but this fear must turn into a mercy, love. So it is a difficult subject to me to explain, because in the culture we keep talking and hearing that fear of God, fear God. This is the translation. Ittaqullah. Of course, some later scholars tried to change the direction of this language and said God consciousness, God awareness, ittaqullah. The word, the taqwa or taqiyya, waqiyya, protects somebody from falling into a danger, from falling into a dangerous situation. For example, if someone is here going to fall down into the cliff, you say, ittaqu. It means really keep away or be aware that you are going to do something wrong. So fear or taqwa, fear is the translation, general translation. Taqwa means trying not to make a mistake, not to fall into a mistaken position. Taqwa means. What is the mistaken position? What can be the mistaken position for us? And a wrong thing that we may do. Any attempt, any choice which takes us away from God is a mistake. It's a misuse of my human abilities. Very simple. So if I think in a way, if I do an action, if I interpret any event in a way that keeps me away from God awareness, or becoming closer to God, alienating me from God, I have to watch out. I should be very careful not to fall into this situation. Simple? Right? So that is taqwa. That is what the fear of God means, actually. Because if I lose God, what is left? If I don't identify my being, my existence, my life, with the Lord of the universe, creator of the universe, what is the alternative? And you try to find a source, a power, or help me with the word, find out something that you can seek refuge in, and it secures your life, your existence. What is it in the world? It's very simple. If I keep myself away, it means if I define myself, my own existence, with anything other than the creator of the universe, what happens? Will it have any reality at all? Other than the creator of the universe, my creator as well. If I say, this galaxy is going to protect me, what do you think about that? But what we do, unfortunately, we fall into the trap of not galaxy. No one says that galaxy is going to protect me. But instead, my job is going to protect me. My parents are going to protect me. My children are my insurance company. You know, most of the Eastern culture think about the children as an insurance for their old age, later life. And they don't develop the consciousness of trusting in God and treating human beings, including their children, their parents, equal, created beings, but ultimately we trust in God. Why do I take care of my children? It's my responsibility towards other creatures. Now I take care of my relationship with you and my children as well. But because I know my children's position much better than your life conditions, so I am more related to my children. What's wrong with it? Nothing. But it doesn't mean that I should develop my children or my parents or government or, I don't know, any material means that I have as a source that saves me. We don't think that I need security in where? I need security, ultimately, I need security in my humanity. My humanity needs what? My humanity needs eternal security in my existence. We reduce it to, although we may be Muslim, we may be practicing Muslim, regardless, doesn't matter. We reduce our security. For example, for the moment, I am living with my parents. If I go out of the house, I will have no place to live. That's my security. But this is a temporary thing. It is not your human security. Your parents, your state, your spouse cannot provide security for your human needs. Because human needs need what? Eternal security in existence. We don't pay attention to our human side. We are very short-sighted. If we are very short-sighted, which is the case for me, I'm very short-sighted. For the moment, I want to go somewhere, or I have to live in a place, and this place gives me shelter, provides me the shelter. So I'm happy with it, without thinking that it is a temporary thing. It is not my main problem. So nothing can secure me in my existence, only the one who gives existence to the whole universe. If I don't have this concept, I have no security. No way for my human expectations, right? Not my temporary solutions for my temporary problems. For example, now I am, for example, having a regular income and it is okay now, but afterwards, Afterwards, for how long? For how long? For how long? You know that afterwards you will leave the job. And you will leave this world totally. So taqwa means being afraid of falling apart from our Creator and looking or seeing regarding any source which may be understood or regarded as the source of security for me. That is a mistaken attitude, and we have to be sure, we have to make sure that I shouldn't fall into this mistake. I shouldn't fall into this mistake. Right? Taqwa means this. So fear of God means if not that God is a fearful thing that I have to say, no, you can do everything. You can destroy me. No, God doesn't destroy his creatures. Don't worry about it. The God doesn't harm you. You know that we harm ourselves. Does my Creator really harms me? Even when I am getting old and being subject to death, it is God's order, but it is not for my detriment, for my harm, to harm me. That God is saying, okay, I gave you your life, that's enough, man. I'm going to punish you now after the age of 35 or 40, whatever they say. You know, your development starts growing backwards or downwards. You start getting older and older. No, do you think so? Your Creator is aging you or creating you in an aged position more and more every day. It is meant to harm you, punish you, for what? When the most perfect man he introduces to us got old and died. You understand that? It's not for our harm or to harm us. So what are we going to do with the idea of fear of God? Of course, what we hear in the culture, now you can entertain your life here, as if God cannot interfere. But you know, after you die, God can destroy you. Again, God is the agent, destroying you, harming you, punishing you. God is the agent. God is the agent to create what I have prepared for myself. God is the agent to create, as far as I am concerned, what I have chosen. It means what I have asked him to create for me. We have to be very careful. We have to be very careful about this subject. God is the creator, I am the chooser. God chooses all system, whole order of the universe. And I'm set free within my own life domain by him to ask him to create whatever I want. So where God punishes me? Where does God punish me? Say, Alaikum salam. So, simple example. Again, I like simple examples. I am a student in this university. It's a university school. Yeah, it's a training center, education center. I am a student here, trying to learn what my reality is, what the reality of these beings around me is. And I go to school, I go to class and never pay attention to what the professor is teaching, the teacher is teaching. When you don't learn at the end of the year or at the end of the class, Do you think professor punished you because you remain ignorant? Fear of the teacher, what does it mean? If you don't benefit from him, you harm yourself. Yeah? Teacher doesn't harm you. Teacher always teaches you and gives you the opportunity to learn even better. But at the end, when you get F, if you have never listened to the teacher, you have never learned, you have never really chosen to learn from the teaching, you get at the F. What we say, it's very human, because we don't want to take the burden on ourselves. We want to put the burden on others. Teacher gave me F. Very simple human psychology. Exactly the same. After we die, when we deserve the hell, because we deserved it, we remained ignorant of reality. We didn't educate our soul. And we say, God put me in hell. God gave me F. Very simple, isn't it? Huh? God gave me F. No. You deserved F. And God creates whatever you deserve. It's very simple as far as your life is concerned. God creates whatever you deserve. That's very simple and very straightforward. Here we are experiencing it in our practical life. So, let's read the text. You understand, fear of God has nothing to do with God's being a fearsome being. Nothing to do with it. It's my problem. If I don't listen to the teacher, I remain ignorant. It's so simple. If I don't develop my consciousness of my Creator and put my trust in other things, which obviously cannot give guarantee for my existence. Nothing. Yeah, even the classical example, Prophet Solomon, where is he? He was the most richest king. Yeah? So the David or Solomon. Example, Quranic example, where is he? Do you think, sorry?
Somewhere in time space.
So in his world, life ended. Right? His army could not save him. Example. So let's say the king of Roman Empire, Persian Empire. What happened to them? Their empire protected them or give it? Their empire helped them at all? So you get it? Nothing in this world can guarantee and save your existence. If you deviate from trusting in God, taqwa is reminded. Be careful, you are doing something wrong, you are going to fall into a cliff. Right? God consciousness, fear of God has nothing to do with God is being fearsome, and especially God never puts anybody into hell. Students get F. God doesn't give F. God only treats as you deserve to be treated. We have to understand this. Very simple. Most of the people struggle about this subject. Don't you see that? Why God is punishing, why God is creating all these horrible things, etc., etc. Criticism of God, seeing God as the agent of evil. not realizing that the evil is our conception. For example, my death, inshallah, it's not me, but death seems to be evil. No one wants to die. Do you think the Creator is the agent of evil who created an evil event? It's my perception that death is evil. So, yeah, death is evil. That's my perception, that's my problem. So if I say that death is evil, illness is evil, if I believe that, death is evil, illness is evil, if I regard them and attribute it to God, what does it mean? God is the creator of evil. But why do we do that? Because we don't pay attention to our own choice. That was my choice. I didn't listen to the professor. I didn't learn it. I remain ignorant, and I deserved F, and I got F. So simple. I find myself where I deserve to be. That's God creates the result that I choose. Yeah? God is the creator of the result that I choose. God doesn't really arbitrarily put me into fire. Do you think the teachers arbitrarily fail students or give passing mark grade to students arbitrarily? The best teachers maybe, but not ordinary teacher. That is the concept God gave us that we don't really practice. If you are a boss, for example, if you have an employee doing the job properly, do you punish him? Can you? If you are not really psychologically disturbed, you will never. Yeah, you appreciate the person who does the job properly. That's what human character, human ability shows, demonstrates. What does it mean? My Creator is teaching me through this sense that He treats me like that. Got it? Yeah? He never harms me. So why should I have the fear of God as if He is the agent of evil? You never know, you know. If it goes a little bit, if we go a bit further, He gets crazy and puts me into a punishment. No, you never know. So I have to have the fear of God. It doesn't punish you if you don't deserve it. You punish yourself. It's very simple. But in practical life, who practices it? I don't. Who practices it? It's very simple. I don't. Do you practice? We have many fears of the created beings because we are short-sighted. We forget about human qualities, human qualities, and become very, as if we use the very simple-minded people, like simple-minded people, describing the world or regarding the world, seeing the world at two-dimensional level, as we did last Wednesday. It means me and my food today, me and my job today. And job is satisfying me, I am being satisfied with the job. It has nothing to do with the Creator. Is it human? We don't use our human qualities. That's what we don't understand the reality of the universe when you don't use your human qualities. If you, for example, by definition, define yourself, see that I am a human being, I am a being, created being, Yeah. Oh no, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Yeah. I made a mistake. If I define myself as a living being now, happened to be as it is, I don't know how magically it became, yeah? And there are some objects around me, happen to be there accidentally, and I have to survive within this atmosphere. Who prepared it? What are my human qualities? Never question. How come that I came here? How come that I happen to be here? No, no question. Right? Very simple-minded people describe themselves within the conditions of the, or within the relationship of the other objects, like themselves happen to be there. Let's say there is a bulb here, electric, the power bulb, or there are chairs here, there is a table here, this kind of things. That's what I am. Hey, I like the chair, so I have it, okay, I'm fine. This simple-mindedness turns everything into the matter. Matter is what I am. I am a matter, but happen to be living matter. They never listen to their human senses, human emotions, human senses, human qualities. That's why they sound very sure that the nature is as it is, and we are natural beings, and we have a relationship with other objects of the nature. So they say, what's wrong with it? Because they don't listen to their humanity. When you listen to your humanity, you go immediately out of the universe saying that nothing in the universe can satisfy my humanity. So where did I get these senses? How can I satisfy them? Very simple. How can I satisfy them? So if someone does not pay attention to human side, you cannot help this man, this person. Impossible. You don't try to teach him Islam, anything. No, no. First, we have to concentrate our humanity. So if someone says, what are you doing? Would you like to have a cup of tea? You say, no, no. Would you like to eat something? Shall I bring you some refreshment? No, no. Why? I'm fasting. What? Fasting? What do you mean? You know, we don't eat. Why? We don't drink. Oh, in the summer, you don't drink anything? For how long? From the very early dawn to sunset. Are you crazy? Why are you torturing yourself? Because he sees you as an animal. Because he sees himself as an animal. So he likens you to himself. Right? And try to tell him that, you know, fasting may be useful for you. Oh, waste of time. Waste of time. Irrelevant. First, we have to say, okay, what do you think of yourself? Who are you? But he will keep asking you, say that in Islam, you fast for a month, 30 days, consequently, with no break. And during summer as well, go crazy. He goes crazy. Your answer is nothing to do with fasting. Who are you? So let's talk about ourselves. What are we here? Otherwise, we cannot solve any problem. There is no need to talk about this practical side of religion for a person, even it may be me, myself, who does not take his humanity into consideration. Human side. If you have any problem, for example, saying that, you know, In Islam, they say there is no equality between men and women. It's a very common thing. Yeah, common subject people talk about. You say, what? In Islam, what is Islam? But there is a religion, the Arabs' religion, Bedouin Arabs. 1400 years ago, there was a crazy man established something, a rule for the desert dwellers. So some stupid people are still following them. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they propose. We have to say it clearly. According to them, we are idiots. We are idiots, stupid people. You have to, there is no need, but it is employed by God. Meaningless, all meaningless. Who are you? What do you think you are? Huh? It's very simple. From there, humanity, human senses, find out that we want an eternal security for our humanity. It means human senses. How many human senses do we have?
Endless.
Sorry?
Endless.
Yeah. Every human sense needs to be satisfied eternally with no end. That's what we have to recognize. And then, who can satisfy this? If you find any source, any refuge, other than the creator of the universe and my creator, I am in danger. And I have to fear of myself. Now I'm doing a mistake. I'm making a mistake. I have to keep this fear of being away from the real solution, real answer. That is fear, taqwa. That is fear of God, but that's the fear, what we mean by the word fear, that we have to fear God. It means I have to fear of my own mistake, keeping myself away from God. Okay. We have to solve this problem. Huh? Did we solve it? Do we have any more questions? Any question? Shouldn't be fear of God? Do you think God is not speaking in the Quran saying that I'm going to punish you in a very severe way? Yeah. What does it mean? God says, leave them to me. What does it mean? This is a Quranic language. Don't really bother about them when they do something wrong. Leave them to me. I'll take care of them. What does it mean? God is going to really punish them. Huh? But God really will take care of the situation and really punish them according to your choice. Because I am a just one. I am the one who created them. I'm not going to harm them. But they may harm yourself. I am the creator of what you have chosen. We have to understand this. Yeah. If two students are fighting, saying that, oh, you have to listen to your teacher, don't stop texting or checking your Facebook friends, what they tell you, or email addresses. Stop it. Listen to your teacher. Teacher says, two students are reminding each other. Or the one is really listening to the professor, the other one is not. What does he say? Why don't you listen? Since you are here, come on, listen. And the teacher says, stop it, leave it to me. Why? Because he is not going to learn. When he doesn't learn, he deserves to get F. And his own choice will be created according to his own choice. It's very simple. So the language of the Quran must be understood within its totality. We have to study this, and we have to concentrate on this. Without understanding of the presentation of the qualities of God, attributes of God in the Quran, you cannot really understand the other language of the Quran. But we keep confusing there. Allah says so, God says so in the sacred book. He is going to punish them, yeah, and torture them, but the torture according to His will. That the Quran says, whomever I will. It means I can will only the one who deserves to be punished. For example, teacher says, leave it to me. What does it mean? Let's see at the end, if he learns, he will develop his abilities, human abilities. If he doesn't learn, he will remain ignorant. Simple. Very simple. He will remain ignorant. If you are ignorant, what you do, you fail in life. So if you are ignorant of reality in this world, what do? In the next creation, your soul is not prepared to face, to encounter God's blessings. He wouldn't acknowledge it because he has not developed himself. There, for example, if you have not studied in the primary school, high school, college, and you went to the let's say medical school, and you get the book, and in the medical school, let's say in the intern courses, you go there. What do you understand? Residents are getting together, and they are talking about a subject, but we have never studied. We have never listened to the teacher in the college. What do you understand from the discussion? Tell me. Nothing. So God will reveal His bounties, His mercy, and everything in the hereafter. If you have not developed your soul and make your soul acquainted with it, what do you understand from it? Nothing. That's why we are created in this way, that if I don't use my free will in order to develop my humanity, the result will be my ignorance. And I will get nothing. I won't understand anything. That is hell. No, there is no extra punishment from the Creator. Now, don't take this physical descriptions narrated in hadith narrations or in the Quran. Literally, you cannot understand. It needs a training again, how to read the Quran, how to read the hadith. So speech of God, definition of the speech of God, definition of the exemplary speech and actions of the Prophet, we have to study. Without studying, you just read it literally and become an unbeliever. Even you may say, no, I don't understand, but since it says so, I believe. It is not belief. Because you are not convinced. When you are not convinced, how can you say, I believe? I'm not convinced that God is not going to punish me, but the language says it is. But which kind of God it is? I don't know, but I believe. Why? I cannot deny. Why? Because I'm not using my human qualities. And we call it unknown thing as belief. Do you understand? It is not known to me and call it belief. Trust God. I don't, because I have no reason to trust. But I say, okay, let me be safe, not denying it, rather than studying, concentrating, questioning, and trying to find out the answer. We just leave it to the ambiguous, unknown field of ignorance. and say that this is my faith. It's not faith. It is not belief. It is not conviction. It's not your certainty. It is your ignorance. Ignorance becomes faith. That's the age. You don't understand that what they teach here. Eh? You don't understand. You've got to have faith. That's the language. But it is equally applicable to Muslims' attitude in general. You've got to have faith. Abu Bakr said, whatever Muhammad says, it is right. You have got to do it. You have to be an Abu Bakr as well. But you know, Abu Bakr, to say this, how many years he has been educated with the teachings of the Prophet and the Quran? You've never gone through that education. You have not established the conviction. You are just imitating Abu Bakr as it is last stage. It is meaningless. Last stage. For example, okay, I'm a dentistry. So the dentist has been through all the years of education and using a phrase concerning dentistry, I don't know, whatever it is. Well, I don't know, I have no phrase. So I say, I didn't know what it means, but I have to have faith and repeat the phrase dentist used. What do you think of me? Tell me. Sorry. Sorry? But no, I trust her. I trust her. What do you understand from it? Nothing. But even I don't understand, I've got to have faith. That is exactly what is happening in Muslim society as well. Yeah, we don't study matters related to belief, and we think that we are not denying them and keep repeating. We look weird. What is the solution? We have to admit, I don't understand. I'm not convinced. Ask everybody who speaks to you in the name of religion. Say, no, just a minute. Stop. What am I going to do while I'm fasting? I can learn it online. That's not the matter. Tell me how God punishes me. That's a problem. Huh? He created me and punishes me now. He goes sometimes angry in the language. What does it mean? Tell me. This is my problem. You know, while I'm fasting, something may happen. It's not a problem. You can learn, you may do something wrong or something by mistake or deliberately, something. Don't ask this. You can learn through online. But your main personal problems have been ignored, neglected, and covered up with the claim that you believe. I am a believer. You are not a believer, you are an imitator. You are a chimpanzee. It's not a believer. We have to wake up, investigate, and take it seriously. Who's going to read it? We said yes to fear. Let's to say, where is that? Yes to fear. Okay, take one, please. Be respectful to your friends. Yeah. Slowly and understanding, inshallah. You understand first the text. If you don't understand, read it again. Go back and question.
Yes. To fear the glorious Creator means finding a way to His compassionate mercy and taking refuge in it. Fear is a whip. It drives you into the embrace of His mercy.
Look, fear is a whip. Go this way. Go this way. It means don't go into a wrong direction. Yeah. Fearing that, or really being afraid of making a mistake. It's very simple. I shouldn't make a mistake. And if I make a mistake, I will harm myself. Yeah, fear. Don't we have this sense of fear? Yes, we have. But this fear is not fear of God, because God is not a monster that is going to really punish us immediately. He's my creator. He is the one who prepared the universe for me. Why he should harm me? So the fear, the sense of fear, must be used not to make a mistake. Because when I make a mistake, I harm myself. It is against my own harm, destruction. I have to be careful not to, for example, be killed on the way while you are driving. You are in the fear of death, running away from death. Yeah? But this is how we should use, not to make a mistake. So it will be when you are careful not to make a mistake, watch out, what happens? You find yourself in safety. That's the mercy of God, which is already in the order, and we find ourselves saved. For example, your human senses asks you, said that you have to feel secure in your being. That yes, I'm guaranteed that all my senses are given to me by my Creator, and only He can satisfy them. Guaranteed. Right? What do you find there? What do you find there? Mercy of the Creator, because in the creation there is mercy. So this is the creation. That's how I am created, how I am experiencing. That's how my God is treating me. But if I go against it, I harm myself. Yeah, if you go and hit your arm with a nail, with a hammer, into your hand, what happens? You hurt yourself. This is how the creation is teaching you. What you are doing is wrong by creating the pain. Just simple things, but we have to pay attention. God is not punishing you by giving the pain when you put the nail into your hand. Hammer the nail into your hand. It hurts, doesn't it? Do you think God is punishing you with the pain? Or reminding you not to do that? It is not good for you. So the creation of pain is what? Mercy. Trying to drive us away from falling into a mistake. Don't make it. Reminding you not to fall into the cliff. Taqwa. right? Creation of pain is out of mercy.
Sorry, I agree about creation of pain being an act of mercy, but how about death? How is death an act of mercy? Because so for me, I'm alive and I'm existing, and I understand that my existence is being given to me by my Creator.
So your existence?
I understand that I'm being given existence currently, but I don't understand how, in the concept of death, how what I'm benefiting from that existence being taken away from me.
Yeah. What is this taken away from you? What is taken away from you? Your life?
My existence.
No. When you die, do you think your existence is taken away from you? When you sleep, do you think your existence is taken away from you? For example, so when you were in the mother's womb, yeah, and you are out, do you think your existence is taken away from you as a fetus?
No, but
No.
I don't remember that.
No, whether you remember or not, you know the examples, millions of examples. Here we are. We went all through these stages. And what do you mean by from one state of existence moving into another state of existence? And who said that the existence is taken away? For example, are you a baby now? What happened to your babyhood in existence? It has gone into non-existence or transferred into as you are. So the problem is we don't like death because we have to keep away from death. That's what we understand. Otherwise, we wouldn't bother about death. Huh? If we did not have this sense, if my Creator has not given the fear of death or escaping from death or avoiding death, if this sense has not been given to me, I would have nothing, just go into death without realizing. So I understand that I am given the sense not to like death. It doesn't mean that death is losing one's existence. Is your grandpa alive?
No.
So when you see his body, when he died, do you think he has gone into non-existence?
From all indications, yes.
From all?
From all indications, yes.
Education.
From all indications.
No? Now, be careful. You are giving the reason, you have to reason, you have to think. Who gave existence to your grandpa? And who gave life to your grandpa? Who gave all these human qualities which require eternity, eternal happiness to your grandpa? Matter? Matter doesn't have it. The one who created your grandpa created him with these qualities. So your grandpa should understand from his human side, not animal side, body side. Do you reduce yourself to body? So do you think that you consist of body? No. Your feelings, your all human qualities make you a human being. Body is another thing. Body is taken away from your humanity, separation of human qualities from body. That's what the death is all about. Separation of humanity from body. Because we don't attach any value body. Now, do you take a person as your friend because of his body? Or because of his some human qualities? Which one? What are you communicating with when you speak to a person? Body? Flesh? Are you going to eat the flesh of your friend? What are you going to do? Why do you get closer? Why do you want to get married? Let me give you a very straightforward example. If you find a beautiful lady, bodily beautiful, but very capricious, very egoistic, would you like to get married with her? Befriend her? But she's with a beautiful body. So your relationship is not based on body relations. You are not body. Don't define yourself as a matter, mass of matter. That is not human. That is not even animal. That is just a matter. Last Wednesday we said those people who have two-dimensional world will never be able to understand the reality, because they reduce their being to elements, particles, and the particles are connecting or having a connection with other particles, happen to be accidentally like that. And you cannot speak to these people as human beings. You can treat them as bulk of flesh, matter. That's why they can understand the truth, because they are not using their human qualities. So watch out, be careful. Every sentence we use in these discussions, don't keep what you have in your mind and still hear something and goes back. No. What does it mean? Think about it. Maybe it may affect your sleep. Yes, it does. It does to me. When I try to understand something, if I really concentrate on it, it affects. I wake up at night and try to solve the problem. Because I am a human being. Human side makes you a human being. Your grandpa's humanity has not been gone into non-existence, has not been sent into non-existence. Like an example, with a very simple example. I don't know much examples about physics and chemistry and this kind of things. When it is cold, the water freezes. Yeah. When it is not cold, does the water freeze? No, it melts. And do you think because the water has not been frozen, the principle of freezing has gone into non-existence? When the cold weather comes, water freezes again. Oh, it's there. Do you understand? So the universe does not consist of matter as matter only, but every matter has endless qualities. And matter is transformed from one stage of existence into another. Qualities are constant, right? These constant qualities are the qualities of the Creator. Do you understand? No. And you get typical or very conventional example, but we have to understand. An artist paints an artistic painting, right? When you burn this painting. Yeah? Do you think the quality of artistry gone into non-existence? Quality of artistry. The canvas, the paint has been burned, but the artistry remains forever. The artistry remains as far as the artist is concerned, as long as he is alive. The creator's qualities remain as long as he is alive. He is big. Who is the creator? The absolute one. We studied this one for many classes, eternity, absoluteness of the creator. Well, I don't know how many months. So the creator is absolute, his qualities are absolute, so his qualities never go into non-existence, although the painting, framed painting, is burned. These qualities are the reflections, reflects themselves, these qualities, in human qualities. That's called soul. Yeah, the soul never dies. The example, physical example, is we call them by mistake natural laws. God forbid, but there's no natural law. Huh? There's no natural law. Law of creation, principles of creation. Yes? The principles of creation remains constant, but their material form continuously change. When they change, who said that they gone into non-existence? Their essence remains there as long as the universe has been given existence. But the creator of the universe cannot be like the universe. We cannot say as long as God exists. Because God is not a part of the universe, we cannot use any time and space vocabulary to describe God, because they belong to the universe. We are talking about the creator of the universe. Right? The creator of the universe. So the creator of the universe must be absolute. Otherwise, he cannot be the creator of this universe. Look at the universe. So pay attention and think. Concentrate on it. Sometimes you should be tired of thinking. If someone is not tired of thinking, no, cannot get it, keeps repeating what he hears in the culture. So we have to use it. So, come here. Fear is the whip. You understand? Yeah, fear is the whip. Means, shh, don't go there. It is dangerous. Yeah. Okay.
It is well known that a mother gently...
No, let's, yeah, don't hurry. Fear is a whip, and?
It drives you into the embrace of his mercy.
Oh yeah, can you really read this sentence 10 times? Fear drives you into the embrace of his mercy. It means the Creator's mercy. You have to write this one on a piece of paper, frame it, hang it. Every time remind yourself. We have to. Because we don't know that fear drives me into the hands of mercy. So precious.
Doesn't this imply that the mercy is always there? And that's...
Of course.
Yeah.
He will give you an example, but for example, if I know that here, I know that the chair is broken, for example, if you see it, it's not, but example, if I see that it's broken and you are not aware of it, and you are coming and going to sit on the chair, what am I expected to do? Well, tell me, no, warn me. Yeah, hey, be careful, don't sit. You will break your backbone. Because when you see that you are going to really be secure there with this intention, if it is empty, what happens? You have a big problem. I shout. I say fear of making a mistake because you don't know. Right? It is not only, excuse me, sir, will you please not sleep on the chair? It's too late. So you understand? Yeah. That's why when I shout at you or pull you out, now it seems to be this man is angry, the language, the behavior, but in fact it is out of mercy. So when you read the language of the Quran, which is really furious, somehow some sort of frightening language, threatening language, what's wrong with God? What's wrong with me? I'm going to make a mistake. Yes, we do. We do this. We do make mistakes. And we need to be reminded. And all the language that the Quran reminds us saying that I'm going to give you this, it means if you hurt yourself or cut yourself, definitely this is my rule that I'm going to give you pain. Is that normal? So he will say, look, don't do this, otherwise I will create pain for you. And you cannot stand it. This sympathetic, merciful language. I remember talking about this matter long ago, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, as a result of the sequence of certain subjects studied at NYU. If someone doesn't understand mercy in the existence of hell, this man can never understand who God is. We may say that, I'm afraid of the hell, and I'm afraid of God. And if he doesn't understand mercy in the existence of hell. Now be careful, not going to hell. It is your choice. It is your choice. But if you cut your finger, pain will be created. So the creating pain is mercy. Creation of hell is mercy. If someone doesn't understand this, leave everything. Do nothing. I don't care about your fasting. Concentrate on understanding. Where is mercy in the creation of hell? A place of torture. Describe it as it is. Where is mercy? Concentrate on it. Without solving this problem, I don't know what you are doing in the name of rituals. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, but don't pay attention to this. Fast and pray, but your concentration will be on understanding mercy in the creation of hell. Yeah, I love God who created hell. Can you say that? Can you? Qasim, can you? I love God who created hell. So the sentence, fear is a whip. It drives you into the embrace of God's mercy. Yeah? That is a mysterious thing. It looks like it. Because we don't think, we take the things on the surface, and we are made, we usually read the text literally. It is the biggest crime to the text. Read the text literally and understand it with your own worldly, secular mind. So, if there is hell there, or prison there, or a punishment for a crime, it is bad. So there should be no punishment, there should be no prison, there should be no, for example, F, even if I don't listen to the teacher at all. At the end, I have the abilities to learn. I never developed any of them. And at the end of the 6th year, they will give me an honorary degree in medicine. What am I going to do? I will kill people instead of helping them. Natural. Which kind of expectations? You know, God must be merciful to us. God must give us, at any circumstances, what? Honorary degree. What are you doing? You have the option. You have the free will. Why? You have to choose. If you don't choose and sit like that and say that I'm going to get at the end of the 6th year, I will get an honorary degree. Okay, you get the degree. What can you do? You go to the hospital, and the patients will come. What will you do? Huh? If you don't know any subject, if a patient comes, what do you do? If you don't know the illness, you have not studied before, the patient comes to you, what do you do?
You wouldn't know what to do.
Sorry?
You wouldn't know what to do.
So what would you do?
You could hurt them.
You should not do anything. Yeah? Go and ask somebody who knows. If you have not learned anything, can you go to the lab or whatever you call them, or clinic, and saying that I am a dentist? It's ridiculous. When it comes to the word, we understand. Yes, Habib? When it comes to religion, we want to be very cheap, very easy. You know, God's mercy should forgive everybody. Of course He does. There is nothing but mercy. In the pain, there is mercy. In the hell, there is mercy. In the punishment, there is mercy. It is up to you to see it or not. That's your problem. Inshallah, we have to understand this. I cannot really read this text fast at all. I have to digest it and digest it. Not only hear. Hearing doesn't help. Digest. Make it my own conclusion. Okay. So it is beautiful, isn't it? It's a very fundamental, as if constitutional principle. Okay.
It is well known that a mother gently scares her infant, for example, and draws it to her breast. The fear is most pleasurable for the child because it drives him to her tender embrace. Whereas the tenderness of all mothers is but a flash of divine mercy.
Yeah, because this tenderness is given to this woman, example, woman, by whom? Yeah, by the chicken he had. she ate last night, because mostly in the iftar they offer you chicken, fried chicken, roasted chicken. So chicken has given her mercy, piece of meat, dead meat, boiled, burned, and cooked. Yeah. draws it to her breast. Mhm. Yep. Yep.
That means there is a supreme pleasure and fear of God.
Yeah. Look, what we have to understand. I have forgotten my pencil today. You know, pencil. Yeah. So I have forgotten. It's all right. You use it. No, this one. That means there is a supreme pleasure. There is a supreme pleasure in fear of God. Supreme pleasure, contradiction, in fear of God. Have you ever thought about it? Supreme pleasure in fear of God. You have to think whole week about this sentence. Don't you think? It's a great sentence. Makes a revolution in our life. Revolution in our understanding. Do you feel, or have you ever experienced the pleasure in fear of God? I didn't. That's why I wanted to make a mark here so that I will think about it more and deeply, and more importantly, assimilate it within my own feeling. That is training. We are not after knowledge here. We are not here for information. You know, who were Thamud? Who cares? Thamud is me. Yeah, here it is. That's what we have to think, actually. Have you ever experienced the fear and fear as being the source of pleasure? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. That's why it is revolutionary. I have to change my worldview completely in order to understand the reality of belief. What is the belief matters. God says in the Quran, if you read it literally, in one place it says, my mercy embraces everything with no exception. In another place, I'm going to put you in fire and you will never be saved. Where is mercy, man? What yeah? Seems to be, Quran is full of contradiction. Yeah, according to our worldly concepts, secular concepts, I think I like this expression, two-dimensional world, yeah, me and matter. I am matter, it is matter. It happened to be the table, I happen to be as I am. Accidentally, these people who say that we are scientists and intelligent people say this. I don't know which kind of intelligent people they are. They have knowledge, but they are not intelligent. Do you understand the difference? They have experience, but they never thought what it means. They never use their human qualities to question what they are experiencing. So for them, definitely, when we die, we disappear. And fear is pointless because there is no mercy in it. So there is no pleasure in it. So keep away from fear. So they say, don't mention about death. Because they are afraid of death. They don't want to remember death. Because they think that death is horrible. Why? Because in their two-dimensional world, death is the end of their existence. Right? So when we look at, inshallah, when we study the Quran, we will see it. When we are doing it, we try to really remind each other. When you look at the Prophet's life also, what the Prophet is for me, as an example, what was he trying to do in the society? Trying to subjugate them, enlarging his domain, and become a king. Yeah. One day, an example, one day somebody gave the Prophet a nice looking dress or clothes or whatever, doom or whatever they call them. And then another person next to him said that, you know, if you wear this one, it will be really fitting your honor. I said, what? Even one nice looking, you know, how they say, a little bit arrogant looking, richly decorated cloth, he could not wear it in one day. What is he looking for then? Look at it. What was his aim? Tell me now. What was the aim of the Prophet? Yeah, for example, anybody, you know what? An example, Kim, what was his aim?
Eradicate tribalism.
Sorry?
Eradicate tribalism.
Why? That's correct. Practically speaking, yes. Tribalistic proud. Why? Why was he trying to eradicate tribalistic pride? Why?
Because the culture was the most important thing.
So the culture?
The culture was what we lived and died by, basically.
Hmm.
So he was trying to remove that, the fact that the culture was the most important thing that they had to them then.
Not because anything wrong in your speech, because it echoes and I don't understand the language. My ear is not really responding well. So somebody can tell me what the brother said.
Value to culture, like the culture they belong to. Is that what you're saying?
So, and then established instead of this culture, establish what?
Awareness of the creator.
Sir?
Awareness of the creator.
Yeah. So become aware of the creator and owner and of everybody and everything and establish this one. And the creator must be taken into account for in any event, and I have to act in his name to be conscious of him. Just whatever you do, ask the question, where is my relationship with God in my choice here? We do choice, we do choose. When I choose something, I have to ask this question, where is God there? It means, where is my relationship with God reflecting in my choice so that I am following God's choice?
Where is taqwa, like fear there?
Sorry?
Where is taqwa, like fear, like we're discussing?
Yeah, not to make a mistake. Yeah. So where is it? That very simple. Very simple. What the Prophet was doing is very simple. Establish, literally people say tawhid. What does it mean? Yeah. The creator is the owner of the universe, who creates the universe and creates you, and you cannot own anything. Everything is from him. Use everything he gave you in his name. Don't appropriate it to yourself. Very simple. Very simple. It's mine. For example, I don't know, hand is mine. I can use it as I want. I don't know, the glasses are mine. I can use it as I want. No. These are not yours. They are given to you. You can only use by acknowledging who the owner is. Simple. So if someone says, I belong to this tribe, no, you don't belong to this tribe, this nation, whatever. Now the tribe changed the name nation. Yeah? Tribalism became nationalism in this age, because we think that we are not tribes. We are tribes. So, of the century, in this century. So I belong to this tribe, and I feel secure within this tribe. The Prophet says, very simple, no, you don't belong to the tribe. You and the nation you describe belong to the Creator. You cannot feel secure when you ascribe your being or your qualities to the nation or to your family, to your job, to your money, to your status, or to your health, to your youth, whatever. We have many, many idols replacing God's authority. And Prophet said, no. The one who gave all this, you have to trust in him. Because these are just created, transitory, temporary things. Very simple. Very simple. And he practiced in his life and asked people also to practice this one in his life. He was fearless of his enemies. Why? Because he wasn't attaching any importance to created beings. His thinking was, his mind was directly related to the Creator. So he didn't take notice of the people's hatred or negativity or whatever. Yeah. It's very simple. That's what we have to do. But what we are doing, shifting the point of focus of interest from connecting to God into certain rituals, preparation of iftar. What are you doing? If you have somebody who is hungry, call him and share the food with him. What are you doing? In the name of religion, iftar became the idol. Why? Because we have lost the focus of, locus of interest. Iftar became the most religious activity. So what? You are feeding those people who are richer than you. What are you doing? They don't need to be fed. They have plenty of food in their kitchen. They don't need anything. But what they need, their spirit is empty. Their soul has not been educated. Yeah, you can teach them. Remind them. What was the prophet doing? Reminding them. Reminding them. They belong to the eternal source. This world is transient. This property is not yours. Give it to the needy one. This is not yours. Not the rich one, eh? To the needy one, hungry one. Hungry, real hungry. Not because drug addicted, hungry, homeless. Even the town or the city calls them, come, ready food here and stay here. They don't. you know. They are not hungry. Yeah, they want to take drug. And in the city hall, they are not allowed to take drug. We don't know who is so, but generally speaking, we have to find out who is really needy and give. Give. Whatever God gave you, share it. But neither one, share it with the neither one. We really, what happened, we thought, oh, now, Samir, be careful. Here, we thought we rejected tribal idols and became religious. I think this will be the last sentence. We turned religion into idol. Yeah. What's happening? We turned religious rituals into idols. We think that we are away from idolatry and become religious. Christians, Jews, Muslims, and our religion became our idol. Still, God is waiting to get into the picture. Okay, let's finish the paragraph. And the time is up. That means there is a supreme pleasure in fear of God. We have to work on it. I have to work on it. I don't know about you. You might have digested it. No, it is still far away from me. Learning something, hearing a sentence, memorizing a sentence doesn't mean that you are convinced and you believe in it. Yeah, that is another mistaken attitude. When we memorize a sentence, we think that we are convinced and we believe in it. No. It needs training because human beings learn everything in training. How long did it take you, for example, to learn how to use iPhone? And every day you discover new things. It's an ongoing process. You cannot learn, for example, how to drive in one moment. But you may see lots of people are driving. That's quite sure, everybody can drive. So you can say that, I can go and drive, sit in the driver's seat in front of the steering wheel. What will you do? Definitely have an accident. Knowledge is not enough. Knowledge is not belief. Training, digestion, teaching, educating our senses is belief, if we have done it, or as much as we did it. So belief, don't say that I said La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, embraced Islam and became a Muslim, finished. Belief, finished. It means, it is a good initiation, it's a good start, but this is just a start. Just a start. Like putting your leg into a house, let's say. It doesn't mean that you investigated the house, you know the house. No. You have to go into it, walk into the rooms and other, whatever they have, all kinds of departments in it, experience it, use it, and become familiar with it. That is Iman. Yeah? Inshallah. So, you can carry on.
If there is such pleasure and fear of God, it is clear what infinite pleasure there is to be found in love of God.
Yeah. It makes the comparison between mother and child. So pleasure in fear, yeah, if we understand that there is a pleasure in fear, then you can understand that how much infinite pleasure to be found in love of God. The fear of God is the source of pleasure. How about love of God? Which we studied last week, or the week before last week. How about love of God? Fear of God is the source of pleasure. Can you imagine? Fear of God. How about love of God? Yeah, the author is saying, think about it, concentrate on it, and introduce the subject to your senses. Train. Yeah, training. This word is a place of training for our soul.
Moreover, one who fears God is saved from the calamitous and distressing fear of others. Also,
Others means a fear of, for example, losing the job, and for example, death, illness, yeah, and matter, physical things. So if you really understand rightly the fear of God, yeah, and you fear of God, you fear God, it saves you from the fear of other created things. You don't get scared, or you don't fear of somebody else who's going to harm you or something. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't use your free will, of course, but conceptually, you don't fear of anything, death including. Why? Because everything is the act of the Creator. And the Creator, as long as you establish a secure relationship with the Creator, you understand that everything is under control, and He creates it for you for your benefit. Because He created you in order to make you a good friend of Him. Because the soul, human soul, well, we don't have much time, but human soul is very representative of God's qualities reflected in us. So He says, come on, use them and get closer to me. Use them and get to know me. Yeah, but He wants to call you to Himself. So that's why God says, be a friend of God. It means really discover what is within yourself. But this subject also needs to be talked a lot. Give an example. So this saves you from the fear of other created beings, because everything is His act. So you know the boss, you know the owner, and if you trust Him, whatever He does, you will trust Him. You won't be afraid of the things. You will say, oh, my boss is doing that. Yeah, my owner is doing that. My Creator is doing that. Then He's not crazy. Look at the universe. He created me, and He wants me to be His friend. So it must be all for me, to help me. Do you understand? To help me to get closer to Him, not to fall apart from Him. Get closer to Him. Death is created to teach us that we should not lose ourselves in this world, seeing that my life consists of the life in this world. No, it doesn't. It will definitely be taken away from you. Don't trust the world itself. Trust the eternal Creator of the world.
truly trust God as your boss and owner,
Yeah.
do you ever truly fear Him?
God,
Yes.
yes, you fear yourself, not, to forget him. Yourself. You never, even if you don't trust God, to have a fear of God is nonsense. Anyways. Yeah, because this phrase, fear of God, is understood within the secular terminology, as if I am afraid of this man, he may harm me. Your creator never harms you. Never.
So the subject today is fear of God, but as you just said,
Yeah.
if you truly trust Him as your boss, owner, friend, it doesn't exist.
So even if you don't trust anyways, look, fear of God is a baseless concept as we understand it in a secular sense. But become aware of it and really understand who your creator is and put your trust in him, there is no fear of anything in your life. Nothing is remained, because even the secular life cannot really threaten you, because everything is created by him. It needs more and more God consciousness within yourself. So we have to concentrate on getting to know God better. Here to train, yes. Ourselves.
Also, because it is for God's sake, the love he has for creatures is not tinged with sorrow and separation.
So if we love the Creator, and our attachment to the created beings become meaningful, because this is the present from my Creator. Now, anything. So not because this is useful for me, helps me, satisfies me. No, it is a present from my Creator to be used by me. So our love of the material things, created things, becomes meaningful and satisfactory if we are aware that they are all created and prepared and presented to me by my Creator. It's a gift. Everything becomes a gift from your Creator, everything. So you have to have, for example, you love to have this pencil. When you get the pencil, what will you say? Thank you, God. But you love the pencil, but as a present from him. If you forget him, if you cut off the relationship between the owner of the pencil, you start worshiping the pencil, and the pencil doesn't respond to you. You start having a fear of losing the pencil and go and insure it. Yeah, that is what is happening in the world. You don't want to lose it. Insure it now. Yeah. And that's why insurance companies are the richest companies. Human weakness they are using. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So separation doesn't mean anything, because the source is there. Don't worry about it. We have to work on this subject again and again, but today I said, if we study the fear of God and somehow get some sort of new perspective, it is worth it, inshallah. Thank you very much. I know I have not digested it. Yeah, my emotions have not really observed everything there, but intellectually I have learned something. Now let's put it, they call it into heart, means into your feelings. Then it will become iman. This is not only knowledge. Now, work on it, think about it, reflect on it. If you like, how do you say, brew the idea in your mind. the hens remain on the egg for 22 days or something. What do you call it? Hatching? Hatching? Is it? Hatching? But the hen remaining on the egg is hatching. No.
No.
Hatching is the chick comes out of the chick. No. What do the hens do when they sit on the eggs? In English, what do you call it? Sorry? 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 No, what is it called in English, the word? So I don't understand. You are just putting your hand on it. Yeah? Sorry? Maybe the word is saying, but
Incubation.
incubation. I understand. Thank you very much. So we need to incubate on this information in order to have the chicken. Don't take knowledge. We should not take knowledge as belief, as conviction. That is the historical, century-long mistake that we have been doing. When we learn something, we think that we believe. No, incubate. Thank you for the word. Yeah. And then the Iman will hatch. Inshallah. Sorry? So, only the chicken needs 22 days. How many days do you know exactly? This is a certain rule, of course. So, of course, our Iman has endless degrees. So, at each level, it goes slowly, slowly, slowly. We should work on it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alim al-hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Amen. It was a great subject. I don't know how much we really digested it. Sorry?
I'm still trying to understand.
Yeah. It goes against our culture and also against tradition that we are used to understanding religion. But it is a revolutionary approach and we have to be ready for it. Inshallah. Thank you. Jazakumullah. Inshallah, I'll see you next Wednesday. Shall we study the Quran next Wednesday?